Hello everyone, I'm Hachadino over here, and today we are going to be doing a mid-game, late game, I don't know what to call this, not a late game for sure, medium investment update. Now, if you don't know what this build is an Acolyte of Chayula with Flicker Strike, and of course we are using the Whirling Slash and also Bells and other things, and some ways to get our power charges back, as we still don't have edit times, so we are using some special things that I will of course explain. And this time I will actually leave a path of building, but with one change that is going to also be explained a little bit later. Now, before I go into more detail, let me show you some clips of bosses that have died. Most of these bosses are powerful because I always use that tablet as it gives extra map sustain. I do want to keep having tier 15s, and they are mostly for mod maps. They are not going to be super tanky, they are not corrupted, they don't have essences, etc. etc. Mostly they have from 5 to 7 million health, and maybe some of them have extra resistances, but there is nothing crazy. Around tier 15 on some of them. And let's go into the first clip. Now, as you know, we do begin with a hand of Chayula that puts our sniper's mark, and then also despair because we do a lot of chaos damage. So you can see we have 8 of these charges already. And then we want to break the armor and also, if possible, freeze the boss. But right now I still don't have a lot of cold damage, but our flicker strike does enough damage to kill the boss. Now, this was the last beast for the Hilda quest, so it's a tier 15 also. Oh, same thing, nothing crazy. Forgot to put the sound on the other one. But the same thing, we want to break the armor and other things. Touch the super slam. We do manage to freeze this boss. Not less likely. Now, this is one of the most annoying ones, apart from others that have ads, because it teleports. So same thing. Let's try and get him again. And same thing as before, you see that the combo doesn't change a lot. And this was the map that unlocked Jaro for me, so it's also at tier 15, but there is nothing crazy in these guys, they're kind of weak.
It seems fate conspires.
And I did kill the first Enigma thingy, but I don't have any footage of it. But it was very annoying. Doriani just stood in the air for like 20 seconds doing abilities before going into the robot. And I actually died twice because of that. So, let's go into the build. First, I will go into the skills, then items, and then the passive tree. So, for skills, I do have Rent. There is a combo that you can do if you don't have charge stuff, because remember there's a bug when you actually shapeshift into a form, you lose your charge stuff and just stop sending shockwaves. So you want to use this before, as now you can kind of ignore it, but if you don't have the charge stuff, and you can get some power charges and then use Rent, you get that 40%, 50% actually of damage gain sliding. It's kind of cool. Into the bridge with all full purple Chayulas. You also have 50% farther away and another 70% over here, or even more. It's 20, 20, and then 50, so another 90. That's why even when I'm standing around, I'm getting some of them. Now, next skill, charge staff, of course, prolonged duration, so it lasts longer. If you want, you can put some more damage instead of prolonged duration, you don't mind. I also don't have quality on it yet because I'm lazy. Blind, get blind too because it's better, I just forgot about this. Blazing critical, never bad to get some extra damage fire. And then pinpoint critical, so it actually does the criticals and makes it so we have full uptime on it. I'm going to show the shop over here. You can see I have 69% crit when I have power charges with power charge regulation. I have a little bit more, around 89 or something like that. The thing is trying to get crit on my helmet and neck to try and cap it, but I'm also going to drop some crit nodes, so that may be a different thing. Now, for now, Hand of Chayula. Same thing with a Sniper's Mark, Eternal Mark, Charge Perfusion, and then Despair. I also have to level my Sniper's Mark and get quality on it, same thing with Despair, etc, etc. This is to get Frenzy Charges, and we get 24% skill speed. Very noticeable, especially to drop the bell or do idle wheel faster. Now for our Tempest Bell, I have Rage that I can actually drop right now because of one thing that I will explain later. Overabundance 1, should actually put it at 2, same thing. Ancestral Cold, now they can be Ancestral Cold actually. Armor Break, because remember, mobs that are fully broken take extra damage, around 20% more, and then also all of the armor that they had is taken off, so that's even better. Of course, if you can, you would use the one from the Breach Lord, that is way better, but it's like a lot of divines. Now for the last one, you can choose into getting or more damage or more utility. You can get more utility on it if you want to put more freeze or longer freeze. You actually get enough cold damage to help freeze bosses and other things. And same thing, I'm also going to get out of rage and actually use support that gives damage. Now I'm using Lingering Illusion for now because my power charge generation, if it's not on a boss or a rare, it's actually not that good. So sometimes you just go into a pack and you just dodge 1 or 2 times. And then with Charge Perfusion, I also have to put a Charge Perfusion 2. You do get more of those. Of course, if you want, there are also some other supports that you can use on it. Like if you have some extra spirit, you can get the normal ones. Also other cool things. You can also put here Remnant Potency and things like that, but it doesn't work really that well. You don't really care. But there's still the Harmonic Remnants, a chance to even drop more of them. I don't really care about it, so I'm not going to do anything. Whirling Assault. Right now I'm actually trying to see if Life Leech actually works on it, but I think I don't do enough damage for now. As we get a better weapon and more levels on it and other places, and we get the 6th one and we can put an actual damage support, maybe Life Leech is going to help a little bit more. Right now it doesn't help a lot. Even if I have 7% on my ring and then 16 over here, you can see I have 23% leech, and it still doesn't leech that much. Of course, as you can see, my physical damage is also nothing crazy. So if we get a lot of physical damage, we may be able to help on that leech situation. Because remember, because we are going to go for the Archon of Chayula, I'm going to make a video about it, how to get it and other things. We don't have the points to get Sap of Nightmares. Also, dropping the Choice of Power is super bad. Of course, Flicker Strike. It comes right now. Perpetual charge. Remember, it's 25% to do double damage. That's super good. I actually had the thing with heightened charge, but it seemed to bug a lot. Like for some reason, it just you saw the clip of the mansion. It is, and it also happens sometimes. It just stops doing the actual hits for some reason. I don't know why. Then you have momentum, 40% more damage, inexorable critical. So our critical strike chance, as you can see here, it's also very high, and we don't lose multiplier instead of pinpoint. And then blind sight. Most mobs are going to be blinded because of the charge stuff that is going to blind them. So we have 50% more critical damage and more critical damage bonus. Is with our charge regulation thingy, and also when we get some crit on our neck and our helmet and our actual anoint, because remember right now we don't have an anoint, haven't done that yet. We're going to cap crit, and it's going to be quite important. Now Infernal Cry is another empower thing that we use, same thing as Mantra of Destruction that I skipped for some reason. We have here prolonged duration, delayed gratification, chaos mastery, and eventually we will get eyelid chimes to get power charges from it also. Infernal Cry, nothing crazy. You get some extra power fire. I have it on 82, level 12, mainly because after I take out my Serpent's Egg, I will have like 80 something strength. That should be enough for it to have a decent level, but also I don't really want to have more strength. After I still have to get more intelligence and dexterity to actually equip my items. As you can see, I have 127 dex ready for my weapon, but for my chest I will actually need more. Tireless, so we sometimes don't spend the empower, and this one also with Echoing Cry, we just run around and we hit with our Whirling Assault, giving more damage, and of course Fire Mastery for a +1. The last one, I don't really know what would be best, but maybe something to make it last longer or other things. Now custom crit is also going to be, I'm going to explain it a little bit, but we want to create infusions and then pop them with Firestorm. Ideally you don't really want like a super high level Firestorm, because then it takes more mana. Same thing with Living Bomb and Frost Bomb. Frost Bomb is a little bit different because you do need at least a level 18 for it to apply to all levels. But Living Bomb can be a little bit whatever. You can just put even a lower one, and that way it costs less mana. Now I have boundless energy, so I get more energy. As you can see here, 87. The levels itself, I only have it at level 15 because I also don't have a lot of intelligence. After I take out my neck, let's see, I will have enough intelligence basically to have Despair eventually. Level 18, same thing before, and not much more. And then this last skill, Refutation, I haven't tried it a lot. It's to get the parry debuff on mobs and do a big hit of damage on them, but I may be using a different thing. If I manage to get some spirit on my necklace, we're going to likely be using ghost shrouds or other things on it, or instead of lingering illusion we use another one, and also wind dancer, maybe some defensive thing, or maybe we can use war banner or berserk, because remember those are very good also. Let's go into the gear. We have our main staff. I actually have to get the other perfect iron rune. I forgot. I have forgotten like 3 or 3 times, and then I use my souls and I don't have enough to buy. So I both did one for about 7 divines as it is, and I did it mainly because it has a desecrated modifier for the feast percentage, and also has the 3 important suffixes that we want. We want critical strike chance, plus to all melees, of possible of course 5, but 4 it is what it is, and then critical damage bonus, because remember this is multiplicative, so it's very very strong. Our suffixes are actually quite weak, but we will be able to do a cool thing with it, because you can kind of craft onto it. I'm not going to spend a lot of currency, but at least I want to do some lights job-ons to get a good percentage, or we can use try to get a fracture, and if we hit the flat fees, it's going to be super good, because then we'll be able to use an essence to get the percentage fees damage. But just get one with as much physical as possible. Critical strike chance is actually not that important, because we have a lot of ways to get more critical strike chance, but if you don't have it on the weapon itself, try to get a sinister base, because we have 12% out of 10, and then with that go into bonus and as much melee skills possible. My helmet is going to be changed to a full ES helmet, because remember, even after the nerfs, subterfuge masks, this is still going to be 400 ES, 400 evasion. That of course works with all of the evasion that we will get a little bit later from places like this, and then of course these ones over here, and then there are even some of them that they have put so we can get them better. My chest is a super cheap chest, because I actually want to get a good one. So we want to get a big chest, even if it doesn't have life, but with some spirit and decent defenses. I still don't know if I want a hybrid chest better or pure evasion. We will check and see how it goes, so we can get some good deflect going. Maybe we go into our hybrid thing with ghost shrouds that they have changed. They are kind of a little bit stronger. The rings, we really want unset rings for combos and things that we want to do. They're going to be helping us cap our resistances, and also if possible try to get some chaos resistance on the ring, because eventually you also want to use ingenuity to get some damage from our prefixes. My prefixes right now are super weak, as you can see here, just some percentage fire damage and whatever we could. I just looked for the resistances, and here I also needed some leech, because the other leech is on my glove, but you can have leech on both rings. Our boots, I'm using the power threads. I actually used the runic board thingy on it, because it doesn't look that much. And of course, same thing, you want them corrupted for extra critical strike bonus if possible, or with 2 sockets to help cap our resistances. Or there are very good sockets on the boots, namely the ones that actually take off the slows of you. I don't know how expensive is that rune of Aldur, but it work. The neck, you want a neck, not this one. This is just something I got in a ritual, and it's decent for the build, but it's not ideal. You want +2 skills, critical strike chance, critical strike bonus if possible. Those are going to be very expensive. You can take off a chance or bonus depending on how you can find one of them cheap, and then if possible life, and the other 2 prefixes are kind of free. Let's say you can get some evasion, energy shield, extra percentage evasion or energy shield, whatever on your chest. There is a way to make the 20% essence thing, but that's going to be super expensive, so don't try it. Watch someone actually explain how to craft that one. Likely someone will. And then get +4 on the melee skills. And that is almost everything for the gear apart from gloves. Gloves is the same thing, plus melee, critical damage bonus, and then some leech, as much life as possible if you are still going live, and then some flats if possible. Oh, as you can see here, I got some evasion, so it's not bad to have 300 evasion on my gloves. And for talismans, stun, freeze, and slow. If you get the runes for the thingy, eventually you will have one of the golden charms, and that's going to be very cool. Nothing too much to say about my flasks, they're just super vanilla flasks. Now let's go into the tree itself. I'm going to try and go fast so we don't get super cut off. But our first point is going to be Waking Dream, as always. Then we are going for Choice of Power. And I actually didn't do the third Ascendancy. Actually skipped the second one, because getting only one kind of flame while you are on the campaign is actually dangerous. You do want the mana and the life ones while you still don't have out of gear. So I did strictly the third one when I was already on maps. Of course, we need Chayula's gift to be able to get Archon of Chayula. A lot of people have already shown how you get this, and I'm also going to do a little bit of a showcase on how I got it. And then we are going to staple crit places with some charges, no, but the quarter staff part. This I'm going to explain afterwards. And this place over here is kind of decent because we have some empowered power things. Extra damage called is never bad, and also our subterfuge mask. For annoyance, there is one that I kind of like. That's called Howling Beast. This one gives critical weakness on your enemies. You will get 9 stacks from the Echoing Cries. But there are also other cool annoyances that you can get, same as Overwhelming Strike, or Barbaric Strength, or Vulgar Methods. Barbaric Strength is also kind of good because you get a lot of critical strike bonus. But of course, these are going to be a little bit expensive. You might already think about it. There are also, you can also get the extra charge that is over here. Plus 4 power, but I don't recommend it. An extra charge is not bad. You get 2 extra hits from Flicker, actually 3. But the things you lose by doing that are actually quite big. Same thing with infusion of power. You can get an anoint on this. You can not take these points, but this is actually not that bad to get because I have a socket here, and then also a socket here. Same thing. We are actually quite close to some sockets, and this socket is going to have an Against the Darkness or a Time Lost Ruby or Emerald, depending on how things go. Now I'm going to talk about this Time Lost Ruby. This is kind of the thing that helps quite a bit. You get +1 rage melee hit, some stun threshold, and ignite modifier is whatever. The important one is rage on melee hit, and upgraded it to medium. Medium hits all of the things that we want. We don't really care about these other ones. I actually don't know if the large one hits enhanced reflexes, but if it does, it's going to be decent. As for Chakra of Life, I don't really want to spend 3 points in 3% extra life, but if you really want, you can do it. Same thing with Solidification. It's actually not a bad note. The problem is it takes too many points. It takes 4 points to get to it. If it only was 3, I may think about it, but with 4 it's a no. There are also some decent notes over here, and also some decent notes for blind, and same thing, there are also here some notes for critical strike with blind that are decent. I do not recommend to go hollow palm for flicker. you do want the big damage on your weapon. And of course we are going to eventually get some other defenses over here, but I'm also going to post the path of building. If we struggle to freeze bosses other things, we can take these 3 points off and just get the careful assassin on these ones. And for now that is it. I'm going to likely on the next update have my some unique gems. The problem is the from nothing that I want, the resonance one is like 50 divine, so yeah, can't really recommend that one. But if you have it, it's huge because it lets you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then also get these 2 over here, and then skip some points here. It's crazy. People got that one on, and then that's what happens. Another one that you could get is the hollow palm technique, because then you can get these 2 over here. Really care about this one, but maybe get these, can get these 2 and this one, or one of these, but I don't really care that much about it. There's also a secret thing that you can have if you get them these 2. There's less curse effect, kind of decent, but I don't think I would get the teachers of the keeper. It's not that good. Can go from this deflect side, but we don't have a lot of deflect, then get on that. So that's everything. Don't want to take this any longer. I will post the path of building and other imports and shit like that. I don't have the the build code thingy made, because I want to make that for like the a big endgame one. But for now, also the path of building may take a little bit to appear, because I will do it tomorrow. But I will post a raw import fast, and then I will kind of do a lot of the configurations a little bit late. So it's likely that if you check the video very early, you will see a path of building with not a lot of explanations, but just the raw import, and then afterwards have some more notes and other things. Have a nice day, and I will see you on the next video.